Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to have a fire, which is not different, but what I'm going to do with the fire is to burn off the crusties, the years of grease that has been accumulating on this pan. Now this is not my pan. I don't let them get in this kind of condition, but we had a relative that passed away a couple weeks ago, and this was in the kitchen. Nobody wanted it, and I grabbed it, and my daughter wants it, so I'm going to clean it up for her because it's in pretty sad state. So to do that, I'm going to start a fire and get it really hot, and I'm going to put this in it and just burn all of that stuff off. And then it'll have to, once that burns off, it'll have to go inside and be cleaned up and then re-seasoned. But I'm going to show you all of that. But first we're going to get a fire going and get it hot and get this stuff burned off. I have some fat wood shavings. I had a large piece of fat wood that I was trying to cut off a piece. I used my little battery saw, and I just saved the filings off, or not filings, the shavings off of it. We're going to see if that will light. And I've got a new ferro rod here that I need to scrape the black coating off of before I use it. Okay, so maybe we can get something going here. Alright, I've got a pretty good fire going. Hopefully it'll be enough. Or hot enough is what I mean. Alright, I'm going to put this on it. Oop! I'm going to have to go get a glove to get it back out and to turn it around. Let me get some more wood on that. It's just not really big enough, honestly, I don't think. I was afraid that this fire wasn't going to be enough, but it's, as you can see, it's caught the grease on fire on the pan, so it's working great. I do need to get some more wood nearby, though, to keep adding to it. I'm going to check some of that and see if it's ready. Oh yeah, that is right there. But some of that's not. It should be able just to flake off pretty easily. Ooh, it's hot though. I gotta find something longer. Or I guess I could just pick it up out of the fire and put it over here for just a second. still feels kind of gummy. This side needs to cook some more. Let's see about this side. Ugh. Oh yeah, see how that just flakes off so easily? That's ready to be cleaned up, but this other side needs a little bit more. I'll just leave it like that at an angle so that flame on the other side cooks that side wall over there. Alright, I think I'm done with this pan. Look how that flakes off really well on that side. That side's definitely good. This is the side I'm kind of concerned about. It was just a little bit gummy, but I think that's finally gotten where it'll come off, flake off. Yeah. Ooh, that's getting hot even through this silicone thing. Alright, so the next thing is to do is let it cool. And then we will wash it and then season it. I'm going to rinse as much of this soot and black stuff off of this before I take it into my house and clean it in the sink. Do that out here in the yard. Maybe it'll keep some of the mess down. What the heck? I'm hoping this is just because there's a bunch of air in this water hose. Okay, I brought it inside and I scrubbed it some more, and it's very smooth. It turned out really good, especially down in here in the inside where you cook. That's a little rough there. I might hit that just a little bit more, but everything else is really nice. There's just a few little crusties that I can't really do a whole lot about. But the majority of it, I'd say 98%, 99% of it's gone. I don't know who made this pan. It's not stamped with anything, but I can probably get on the internet and find out. But it really doesn't matter. It's mostly for, my daughter's going to use it. She loves iron as much as I do. And she will use it and love it because it used to belong to her grandmother. It was my mother-in-law's, and then she had passed away like 12 years ago, something like that, 13 years ago. And it's been still up in the house. My father-in-law had been using it until he passed away about a couple weeks ago. Anyway, she wanted this, and I'm getting it cleaned up for her. Next thing I'm going to do is oil it up and put it in the oven at 300, maybe 350 for an hour and let it season up really well. But I'm going to dry it really well first. I'm going to put it on my stove on some heat and make sure all the moisture is out of it. Okay, after I got through, I was completely satisfied with the cleaning of it. I put it on the stove and heated it just to make sure that all of the moisture was out of the pan. And I have put a light coating of oil on it, just a It's canola oil is what I have, but you can use vegetable oil. Some people use Crisco, a lard, whatever. And I'm going to put this in the oven for about an hour at 300 degrees. Now you don't want a heavy coating of oil because then it gets real sticky and gummy, and it will not do a good job of making this non-stick. So you don't heavily coat it. It's just a light coating. That's what I'm just making sure that I haven't got too much on here. And now we're going to put it in the oven. In the oven we go. I'm going to wipe that off just to make sure I don't have too much. And you put it in upside down so that any oil that might drip off of it shouldn't, because I didn't coat it heavily, but any oil that might drip, you don't want it running and sticking in the bottom of the pan. It'll make gooey spots. Turn it upside down so it'll drip off, and I don't actually anticipate this doing anything, so I'm not going to put a pan up under it. Some people will put a pan or something underneath on the next shelf to catch any drips, but honestly, if you don't put too much oil on it, you won't have that trouble. Alright, we'll check back in an hour. Okay, so it stayed in the oven for an hour at 300 degrees. That's what I ended up setting on. So what you do is you turn the oven off and you just let it stay in here until it's completely cooled. Then we will come back later and see just how well it did. Okay, I just let this stay overnight and let it cool off. So let's take a look at it. Get a light on. Looks pretty good. Let me just get a paper towel. I'll finish wiping this up and I'll show you the final result. Alright, I finished wiping the excess oil off of it, and it looks really good. Really tickled with how well this turned out. Now there are a few, you can see some kind of some deep, it looks like gouges, like somebody used a probably a meat fork in here to turn things, but can't really feel it. I can see it, but I can't really feel it. There's one little place I was concerned that was I thought was a divot, and it might be, I can't quite tell, but I can barely feel that. Of course, this is a well-used pan. I don't expect anything to be perfect about it. Looks nice. I think I'll cook breakfast in it this morning to make sure it's non-stick before I give it to my daughter. Well, alright. See, that was not hard. If you just have a good hot campfire, even, and mine wasn't even that big of a fire. Now, it should have been. It would have been a little bit faster, but just make you a campfire, put your skillet in it, wait till it all crusts up, turns to ash, wash it, reseason it, and you're good to go. That's how easy it is. Alright, before you go, if you don't mind, put a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, share my channel with some of your friends, and maybe they'll enjoy some of the things that I do, and we will see you next time. Appreciate you. Y'all take care.